Mason, what was the conversation about, you continuing to start this week now that Kenny's back healthy? Just kind of how did all of that go down?
I found out Coach Sullivan let me know that I was going to be playing this week.
What does that mean to you to get the nod for a third week in a row, and how do you kind of build on the momentum that you've gathered the last 2 weeks?
It means another great opportunity to play a game, and so very excited. Obviously, we have a lot to play for, so just focused on having a good day of prep today, having a good week of practice, and all we can control is our performance and whether we win or lose. So we've got tunnel vision on that, and the rest of the chips fall where they fall.
Mason, how much was the balance you guys were able to achieve Sunday in Seattle a credit to the success you had as a whole on the offense?
We ran the ball quite well. Really proud of the guys up front that Coach Tomlin challenged them all week on, us being able to ride their wave as a team, more than just an offense, as a team, and they controlled the line of scrimmage and did a great job, and then we had our shots when they presented themselves. So, felt really balanced, and I think I did really love how the receivers responded, and that we're just team first and blocking, and George was made the tackle on the play that got called back, the turnover. Just seemed like they were fired up for the offensive line, fired up for the running backs, and just a lot of selflessness kind of on display.
Mason, is this the most comfortable you felt in this position with this team?
I'm not going to compare it. It's been a long time, so I don't really know how I felt. I know how I felt at times, but I'm trying not to be too reminiscent or smell the roses. I'm just, I got the reps again today at practice, which was awesome, and going to do that the rest of the week. So I'll look back on all this, in a few months.
Mason, Kenny mentioned you guys have a good relationship, a good friendship outside the quarterback room. When the official switch was made, did you guys have a conversation about that at all?
We talked. We met yesterday as a quarterback room and with the staff, as we always do, and talk about passing concepts we like. And there's never been. There's never been an awkward error. It's those guys are dear friends and always professional, and they know that I did nothing but support them and make them laugh, and as the three roll in the last couple of years, and so it's just great to see that reciprocated, and they're all competitors, and we all know that, but they're just great dudes to go to work with.
Is this week any different, like knowing for sure that you're going to be the starter, and when was that cleared up for you last week based on Kenny's health?
I told myself at the early portions of the last 2 weeks that I'm playing, and that's what the coach told me, and until told otherwise, I'm playing. So I try not to worry about, someone. Yeah, it's a little tough because you don't know, hey, is the rug going to get pulled out from you at the end of the week? But I just pushed through the week, head down, and knew I had the opportunity to play, so I enjoyed it.
So you knew that prospect of the rug was still there late last week?
You never fully know in this business. I mean, Coach T had told me that, hey, I'm playing, and so that's how I addressed it.
Have you thought much about the venue, what it's going to be like to play down there? I'm not sure if you've ever gotten into a game in Baltimore, but just the whole setting and what will be at stake.
Yeah, I've been there a few times now, I guess 5 times, so great place to play a football game, ideal venue, a lot of energy. They've got great fans. They've got a great team, a great fan base, a loud place to play. It's always fun, and it's a rivalry, and we're all excited about it.
Mason, you after the Bengals game, you mentioned, I was wondering if I was going to be doing commercial real estate next year. I know we're in this moment, but has the last 2 weeks maybe made the future a little more wide open than you anticipated it would be?
we'll see. I don't know. I'll like I said, I'll kind of after this. Hopefully, obviously, we want to make the playoffs. So hopefully we get another game next week. But I'm loving playing for this team, and I'm loving winning games, and we're gonna keep trying to do that. And I'll sit down with my agent, my family, and kind of, debrief what's gone on. But it's been great, and it's been a lot of fun.
Mason, I know you've been around TJ a long time, you're friends with him. What does he mean to this team, beside the obvious?
Well, he was the MVP today, Jerry. Yeah, he's what does he mean? I mean, he's just he's as much as I mess with him, he's a first guy in, last guy out kind of guy, and you need those guys. And it helps when he's the highest paid player in your team, and he's still doing that, and he still works like he does each and every day. What a great example that is for every rookie or every new player that comes in here, and that's what the Pittsburgh Steelers are all about, and he embodies that.
Do you think some of the shots you've hit deep in these two games, either during Seattle or even going into Seattle, coming out of the success you had against Cincy, has that aided the run game? Have you noticed the box counts being a little lighter at times?
I think it was kind of reversed this past week where, we ran the ball really well early and they got overly aggressive into the box, and then we were able to, whether it be third down or first and second down, get better advantageous looks on the outside, whereas in Cincy it was kind of reverse. Cincy, we came out of the gate, George made a great play, and then they were kind of forced to go to some more two, take away the receivers, and we ran the ball, and then we got it when you're up by 21 points, and then they really got to pack the box. So different scenarios each week.
Mason, what's your process like post-snap in terms of figuring out how many are rushing and if you're getting the coverage you thought you were going to get? Like, how do you kind of keep your eyes in two spots?
I think safeties. I think all quarterbacks are kind of taught. It's linebackers can lie, second level players can lie, but safeties typically tell the truth. There's a lot of disguise. I mean, it's the NFL, but I typically look at the safeties opposed to defensive line play, and that kind of gives you a better feel for what they're going to do.
Mason, you said you messed with TJ. How or even why?
Like the last couple of weeks, and he may not like this, but he's been sometimes the parking lot, like on an off day, it'll be a little full, and he'll park kind of out there, like at the end of a row, kind of on the median. And so I sent a picture to Derek, and I said, "Guy signs a big contract. He's parking wherever he wants to now." So, yeah, just stuff like that, because I know it really hurts him deep down, because he's a perfectionist, but he's outside of that, he doesn't do a whole lot of wrong, so we'll clean that up.
Have you always had that kind of relationship with TJ, or is that something that had to develop over just the course of you guys being in the same building on the same team for so many years?
He's always been a great teammate to myself or anyone that comes in as a rookie. I mean, he was in his second year, but he's always a guy that he'll go introduce himself to the P squatter who's just got here week 6 or the new drafted rookie. So he's always been a good teammate.
Mason, now that you've done it for a second week, you let it win in the second week. Guys looking at you, I mean, is there a different feel of appreciation, or you're the guy in the looks that you get back from your teammates now?
I think guys they've been fired up to win games, but I'm not really evaluating it at that nuanced of a level. I'm just trying to do my job, and obviously everybody wants to win, and we've had fun times doing it. We've all celebrated, during the game, after the game, and I'm just happy to be back in the lineup, and that's all we're trying to do is win.
If they do play it straight, health-wise, or lineup-wise, Baltimore, if they do play everybody, what do you expect them to see from them?
You know, it's like, I mean, the number one defense in the NFL in most categories right now. So it's a great team. Got a lot of great players at all three levels. But yeah, we're going to prepare like they're playing everybody, and until we find out different.
What would it mean to you on a personal level for this team not only to get into the playoffs, but for you to be one of the main reasons why, or a big reason why? You've been there before in the past, but maybe not been a big part of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think we made the playoffs a couple, 3 times, but you know, it was Ben, so it was a good experience to be in the stadium, but obviously you're not leading the charge. But yeah, it'd be great. That's why we play, and that's why we're trying to make. You know, that's why we worked as hard as we had the last few weeks. Try to win these games, put ourselves in the position to make the playoffs, and you know, we're going to try to control that on Saturday.
Anything else?
Mason, we hear a lot from Mike Tomlin just about, you know, not getting too high, not getting too low, that consistency. How do you, especially as a leader on offense, make sure that your guys this week follow that message, especially some of the young players that may have not been on the stage before and then what?
Yeah, I mean, I think it seems like each week he comes in there and says it's a big week this week, but so we're very used to each week is so important, and obviously we know this one is, but last week was 2, Cincinnati was 2, the week before that, so like you said, I think it's important we're not going to overpressure ourselves or make the moment bigger than it is, but we all have a sense of urgency.
Mason, I think you were in this position a couple of years ago where you actually are scoreboard watching on the final week. Do you kind of like being one of the only games on Saturday now, or how do you approach that?
I mean, I guess things have to happen Sunday, you know, so it's kind of better that, yeah, like you said, we're just going to play the game Saturday and watch the game Sunday. But hopefully if we do our job right, we can, you know, obviously the game on Sunday will mean more. So, but that's all. We're not focused on that. We're going to have a good practice tomorrow and try to put ourselves in a position to win.
Good. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.